Hi, I'm Mason Dukacek, and I want to welcome you to our show, Build a Tribe Live, where I have the privilege of interviewing established business experts, thought leaders, and up-and-comers who are willing to share unique and interesting perspectives and ideas on how to attract, capture, and convert prospects and customers online. Today's guest is Adam Kreitman, who is an expert in Google Adwords and conversion optimization. He's also a thought of columnist and appears in blogs such as the very popular Crazy Egg blog. And I've asked Adam to come in today and share his ideas and thoughts as it relates to a couple things. Number one, how to utilize Google Adwords to attract and target highly specialized prospects. Two, how to maximize the conversion of those prospects into customers and improve the quality of the online leads that people marketing online are trying to generate. Basically, the format's very simple. I usually ask 10 questions and maybe a few follow-ups that are related, but basically 10 questions. And before I dive into the 10 questions, what I'd like to do is just give you the opportunity to tell us a little bit about your background and what was it that led you to this area of interest.
Drug testing.
Okay.
I was president of a drug testing company, and I just got tired of having to go out on sales calls and sending out cold letters and making cold calls and doing all these things. And I go to networking events, I would think, well, it would be nice if the people who needed what I have would just raise their hands so I'd know who to talk to. And what I realized is that people are actually raising their hands online. When they go to a search engine like Google, they type in keywords and they're raising their hands as prospects for you. And I discovered AdWords while running the drug testing company. And it wasn't long before I realized that running Google AdWords campaigns is a lot more fun than trying to track down drug users. So I've been doing this for about 7-8 years now.
Okay, great. Thank you. Appreciate you coming in. I've got a couple basic questions for you.
Remarketing is really interesting. Most people are probably familiar with it these days because it seems every time you go to a website, you leave that site, and then every other site you go to has ads for that original site that you visited.
Yes.
So that's remarketing. Basically, somebody comes to your website, you put a cookie on their machine, and when they go to other websites, you can target them with ads. You can get very specific with remarketing. For example, let's say you run a site that sells digital cameras. You can say, I want to show ads promoting Canon digital bodies to people who went to the Canon pages on my site. You could say, you know what, I want to target people who bought Canon bodies from me, and a week or 2 weeks later, let's offer them a 10 or 25% discount for accessories for Canon cameras. You can target people who abandon their shopping cart. You can even bring in analytics data, and you could come up with all these crazy combinations and say, I only want to target people who visited these pages on my site, didn't buy anything, but spent more than a minute on my site, because if they spent that much time, they're probably more interested than the general population. So you can do all that with remarketing.
Well, that's a big difference from putting a display ad in a newspaper and hoping for the best.
Huge difference. And Google just upped the game a little bit recently. Within the last month or two, they launched remarketing list for search ads. So up until that point, all your remarketing ads showed on the display network. Well, you can now kind of bridge the gap between remarketing and search. So let's say somebody comes to your website, they search around for a little bit, and then they leave and they go back and do more searches on Google. Well, you could say, somebody that doesn't know about me, I'm willing to bid $1 for this keyword. But if they've been to my site already and they're a little more interested, they've shown that initial interest, I want to make sure when they go back to Google, they don't forget I'm around. So I want to bid $1.50 or $2 for that prospect.
Right.
The other thing you could do is say, well, in my main campaign, I'm very specific about the keywords that I'm targeting. I'm using those exact match keywords. With remarketing lists for search ads, because it's only people who have been to your website, you could say, all right, Google, now I'm willing to let you broaden the scope and use these broad match keywords, because if they do any search related to my keywords, I want to be there. And I've been testing that out and had some pretty impressive results so far with that feature.
Adam, thank you very, very much for coming in. If you're looking for additional ideas or help related to utilizing Google AdWords to get more targeted prospects or to appear on the first page of Google, because that's the nice thing about buying the ads is you can guarantee you can guarantee first page placement on Google right out of the gate if you do that.
I could have you there in 5 minutes, Mason.
Okay, so there you have it. If you're looking for ways to get on Google right away, to do market research, to improve the quality of your leads, Google AdWords may be a way to go. And there are quality folks out there like Adam who can provide you assistance in that area. If you're looking for ways to attract, capture, and convert more of your prospects and customers online, utilizing video marketing, social media marketing, those types of things, then feel free to check us out at buildatribe.com. Adam, thanks so much for coming in.
Thanks for having me, Mason.
And
it was great.
Our audience will love it. Thank you.